Testing 1 2. Oh, episode number 2 of the 4 hour loved ones podcast. I didn't plan it this way, but this will be a solo one. Um, just got inspired to do one, and just to irritate Kristen, have to get the uh, all hail Tom Brady, no shoes nation rules. Um, get all those plugs out of the way. And I kind of figured I'll just do this off the cuff, and of course Kristen can, if I have to edit it, which I'm really making a point to not do. I just want to kind of, as I'm sitting down with people, each different guest, because I'm hoping that almost all of them um, are going to have a guest. I don't anticipate doing a lot of solo episodes, but and I wanted to something else that'll irritate Kristen. No, I'm kidding. It won't irritate her. But yeah, I kind of like the format and the style that Rogan does, because he just pushes record and they start talking, and it's just a conversation. Um, I think the only time that they may edit stuff out is if something slips out they shouldn't have said. But other than that, you're just literally listening to two people talk to each other. They don't edit for time. If they misuse a word or something, they don't edit that out. So I kind of like that natural feel. Linda was awesome on my first one. I threw that together so last minute. Oh my gosh. Pam was out of town. Um, she had to go see Ann, and it was just me and Linda at the house. I had the day off, and we were hanging out, or just I think I made dinner for us, and then I just was like, you know what? I could just set it up and do the first one tonight. Um, and she was amazing on it. Super entertaining, super genuine and honest, and yeah, she was a natural. Didn't even need headphones, which for most people, I'm a big believer in headphones, unless it just makes it weird for you if you're not used to listening to your own voice and you're in a set of headphones. But especially when you have a guest, or God forbid, more than one guest, so 3 people or more on a podcast, I really encourage everybody to have a headphone, just to help you keep from talking over each other. Because with multiple guests, it's super easy to you're getting excited about whatever topic, and then you start talking over each other. But if you don't have the headphones on, you don't realize how it's coming across, and it just gets cluttered, I guess. Harder for the listener to enjoy. So yeah, having a set of headphones on helps a lot, I think. Also, as far as it's a friendly reminder to stay on mic, because when you have headphones on, if you back off the mic, you obviously notice it immediately, and you get back on point. So that's something else. My friend Donna, um, her and her better half have got their own podcast going, and I think I messaged her a while ago asking about the mics, because I'm just using like regular dynamic mics. Shure SM58s. I have an Audix mic. I think I have a couple of SM58s, and then I think this is the Audix mic. They work great, but they are dynamic mics, so they're designed for like live performance. So they're designed to only pick up what's kind of right in front of them, and they aren't going to pick up a bunch of ambient noise. But if you're in a quiet room doing a podcast, you almost want maybe a larger range, a larger area, and I think that's what, I don't know if they're called, condenser mics or just studio mics, but they're different that way. So I don't know. The one with Linda came across great, and gosh, Linda is not necessarily soft spoken, but it wasn't like it's not like she has a lot of experience speaking into a mic, and everything she said was crystal clear. I think maybe once I reminded her to kind of stay on mic, but even that, you could hear her totally clearly. So yeah, I was super happy with how these mics are working. And if I don't have to spend any more money, I'd like to just do it with what I've got going right now. So I did break down and pick up one more mic stand, so now I have three because I anticipated there might be a time when I would have two guests, so there'd be three of us, and I really want everybody to have a mic stand. Kristen does it great sometimes. I mean, she does it great when it's great when she does it, but sometimes she'll just hold the mic in her hand. I just don't want people to have to hold a mic in their hand. A lot of people are expressive when they're talking, and if I'm doing video podcast, I want you to get that so they can move their hands, talk with their hands, and I also feel like it's well, maybe that's it. If you're animated with your hands while you're talking and you're holding a mic, then there's going to be a lot more of you moving the mic away, and people might miss what you say. So I just like having it right there in front of your face. And these mic stands aren't that expensive, so. But yeah, for our loved ones, a lot of stuff going on right now that's made things kind of hectic for me, which is why it's taken me a while to record. I have reached out to several people, Kristen and Alex. Of course, I would love to have Pam on. Haley and Steven, Alex and Steven, although that would have to be timed because they live out of the area. Definitely want Jason and Gwen on. I've talked to everybody in my tire shop. I've been trying to get Garrett on, and Daniel and Matthew, and gosh, I mean, not even just tire shop. There's tons of people at my work that would be fun on a podcast. It's just a matter of kind of dialing it in and actually making it happen. And I think I explained it in the first episode with Linda that this was something that occurred to me, but it was originally inspired by an idea my mom had back in the 90s, before we had this kind of capability. And she was just talking about blogs. Blogs, it was when the internet was, getting going and blogging was a thing. Actually, I'm sorry, that's wrong. When blogging was a thing, my mom had the idea to start putting up daily positive messages like on a blog. Start a blog, and it's all about positivity. And every day, just a few sentences or even a paragraph of something positive you just put on there and put it out there so that everybody can read it. But it was more in the 90s where she had talked about when her mom passed. She was like, gosh, my grandma had been around, born in the just after the turn of the century, 20th century. So ballpark 1908, something like that maybe. But it's like, if you think about what she has seen in her life from when she was born, they were still doing, like, riding horses and horse and buggy and stuff like that. The car might have just been invented, but she might have been born before that. But if you think about everything that's happened in human evolution and culture in the world in the time she was alive from then until the 90s, oh my God, the stories that she could tell, and the things she witnessed. We put somebody on the moon. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and JFK were assassinated, and we had 2 world wars, and then Vietnam, and we had a depression, and they built a Hoover Dam and went through Prohibition. Then you have the free love of the 60s and 70s kind of thing. The hippie generation comes through, and all the music. She was there when Elvis was starting. And the evolution of the car, obviously, airplanes, flight, and then in the 90s, by the time, just before she passed, now we're getting into, we've created computers, and we have this thing called the internet, and I don't know when they actually have, what year they actually, mapped the human genome. It might have been after she passed, but anyway, the breakthroughs and advances in science and the medical world, and crazy. She had a lot to talk about, and she witnessed a lot and had just lived through a lot. So anyway, my mom had just thought it would have been great if she could have sat down and just maybe recorded, with a little handheld tape recorder, her memories of her entire life, and then document it so you can pass it on. And now we have this kind of technology where you can do that in an audio and video form. So yeah, I just want to get people on here and have them talk about their upbringing, and again, I called it For Our Loved Ones because the point is to talk about where you're from, your upbringing, and the people that were most important to you throughout your whole life. It doesn't have to just be childhood, but the people you have met, the people that meant something to you, and celebrate them and kind of tell your story, so that you can pass it on to the next generation after we're gone. Generations in the future will be able to just listen to this and hear these stories about and learn about things and experiences and people that they would obviously never have had a chance to meet, but maybe can know them in a small way through this narrative. So that was kind of my inspiration. I don't, and I'm just winging this one tonight, so I don't know how much I'm going to go into any of my own. I guess it's only fair that since this was I'm making everybody else do this at some point, I guess I have to do my own. But for that, actually, and I just thought about this, that might be a good time to have, like, Kristen take over as a guest host and interview me the way I'm doing it to other people. Then I can tell my story. That could be kind of cool because it might be, I just feel like it's better in a conversation because the person you're talking to is also going to maybe ask questions you wouldn't thought of, or notice things in a story or events, and see it in a different light, and pick out something that you might not have even occurred, or might have not have thought that it was interesting or poignant, or so I think it's good to have somebody else kind of guiding you on that and asking questions that you wouldn't have thought of. Maybe make it more thorough. But yeah, I'm. Gosh, I feel terrible. One more shout out, Oregon State Beavers. Go Beavs! Yes, it is the real OSU. Craig, which Craig and Sean are also. I'm trying to get them to book a date for this, but the real OSU, Oregon State. Craig, got that glass. And I don't think anybody can hear it, but on the TV in the background, just because I don't know. I like to have background noise most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. I just am playing the movie, the Bluebird Cafe documentary. I bought it on Amazon Prime, but it's a great documentary about the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville and how it started and how it got to where it is now, being like the songwriter's haven, if you would. Um, so yeah, yeah, and Chris, I did text Alex, and I think he's either already asleep or just whatever. Haven't heard back from him yet, but obviously that's fine. So, oh boy. Still waiting for Kenny to add some more dates. Speaking of No Shoes Nation, he did announce a summer tour. He's not doing the football stadiums. He's going to go back to a bunch of places that he probably hasn't played for a while. So it's going to be more amphitheaters and stuff, I think. Not necessarily he's not doing any of the big NFL or college football stadiums that he usually does. So that means there is a chance, since he's not going to do Seattle, there's a chance he will do the amphitheater at Ridgefield and make it easier for us to go see him. That would be awesome. Just get some lawn seats. Oh my gosh. Even though those still might be, I don't know, $80 the way ticket prices are nowadays. So, yeah, and Kristen's done a great job booking guests because she's, I want to say, almost up to 50 episodes. But yeah, I have noticed this funny thing because obviously I put the word out. Sorry, I don't have a cough button or a burp button. But that first episode with Linda, put it on YouTube and then shared the link on Facebook, and I just went off and tagged everybody I knew on Facebook that I thought might be interested, and also just to give them a heads up that I was hoping to maybe book them for a guest. So, but yeah, when it comes down to actually booking guests and trying to dial it in, everybody's schedule is crazy and busy, um, and I drop it to them. I drop the idea, suggest it, but I also don't want to be pushy, don't want to force them. Um, so it's kind of a fine line of being persistent but not annoying. And ask my friends and family. I think most of the time I end up being annoying instead of persistent. So I'm still working on that line. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I definitely want to kind of kind of dial in a schedule would probably be a good idea because I know Kristen has kind of dialed in a schedule as far as um, what day she's going to try to record and then what time, and she's got the editing down pretty quick. I think she's gotten good at it, so I think she can edit most episodes in maybe 30 minutes at the most. But you have to put it on your schedule and you have to be consistent about it. Um, just like anything else, you almost need it to be like a work schedule. Because if you wait, if you wait for inspiration, you're probably just gonna miss a lot of opportunities or not be consistent. Um, doing the authors event in Cannon Beach that I do every year, I've asked several different authors this question, and they're all like, "No, if you sit around waiting for inspiration, you're never gonna write anything. You'll never actually finish a book. You have to kind of schedule it. Um, you have to treat it in a way like a job, even though it's a labor of love, obviously. But you still have to be. It's good to have a schedule and keep to it. So, um, but then of course you have to be a little flexible because if I want to have guests on, I have to also accommodate their schedules. So, and yeah, I definitely um, would prefer to do almost all of them, if not all of the rest of these, with a guest. I almost wanted to try this as a dry run, um, although I guess that's what the one with Linda was. But I was also just had time tonight, chilling, and thought I would just knock one out just so I have something else in the can. I don't even know when I'll actually publish this. I might end up sitting on it for a while. But I just wanted to have something in the can, another one, just the consistency of, you know, making sure you're actually doing some work. What did I heard, I remember an interview I watched of John Grisham. Yeah, I think it was John Grisham, and he was like the best advice he can give is a page a day. You have to write 1 page a day. Some days you might write 5 or even 10 if you're super inspired, but no matter what mood you're in, when you're working on a book, you have to get 1 page a day done, or else you'll never accomplish anything. You'll never finish the damn book. Oh. I'm Jason Moore. Yeah, people are popping in my head now who I'd like to have guests. And some of these guests, thank gosh, this is semi-portable. But yeah, some of these guests, to make it easy, um, have to pack the stuff up and take it to them. Like I envisioned booking a guitar lesson with Jason and then just bringing my stuff, and after the lesson, planning to where he has time. So after the lesson, then doing the podcast with him. Um, one of my therapists, if not both. I'm going to keep them anonymous right now, but yeah, I would love to get one or both of them on, and that would have to be slightly off topic because the whole point of having them on was and me and Kristen have talked about this, would be to talk about the importance and the benefits of therapy for everybody, no matter what's going on. So I wouldn't necessarily want to dive into the personal history of my therapist, especially if they'd probably want to remain anonymous anyway, so it wouldn't be a video podcast. And we might even have to pick some pseudonyms for them. So, I do have the guitar sitting here. I don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, I guess I could see if it even comes through the mic. I'm not sure how much it's gonna pick it up, and I don't want to have to keep adjusting it. But let's see, because oh, Ben. I was just talking to him at Kristen's birthday at the pub crawl, and I remember asking him like how he was doing his Instagram because he'll play and sing. I think he was just recording it off his iPhone, but it sounds great. It's like very clear. So let's see if this even comes through the mic. It's another reason the headphones are important. So I can see on my levels on the software that the mic is picking it up. It's just obviously not as loud as my voice. So, and then I keep stepping on my headphone cord with my foot. So okay. May we all get to grow up in a red, white, and blue little town. Yeah, I'm not actually going to try to sing good and hit all the notes right because there's people around. I don't want them to hear or have to suffer through that. So. May we all get to grow up in a red, white, and blue little town. Get a one-star hand-me-down Ford to try to fix up. With some part-time cash from driving a tractor, find a sweet little thing, wears your ball cap backwards, kind of place you can't wait to leave, but nobody does, 'cause you miss it too much. May we all know that nothing ain't cool till you wear the new off, the sound of a quarter rolling down the jukebox. Play the Travis Tritt right above the Tupac before you get lost down some road. Too slow rolling with the top back of a Bronco. Buy a cold sixer with a cash-in motto. She's smiling with her hair blowing out the window. Where you about to go? Yeah, you learn to fly, and if you can't, then you just free fall. May we all. I'm probably missing notes there and fucking that up, but I just wanted to see how it came through. I won't subject you to that on most, if not all, of the rest of the episodes. Oh, but once again, shout out to Jason. I appreciate the reference on this guitar. It's friggin' amazing. Ouch. And actually, gosh, since I'm literally sitting on a couch with a guitar and a beverage, I had a flashback to Aaron Lewis, lead singer of Staind, but he also has a pretty good solo career in country. Yeah, he started, I think it was during the pandemic, he started recording a bunch of couch sessions. I think that's what he called them, live from the couch. And he would just sit there and smoke a joint and have a beverage and then make some notes and strum his guitar and then write something down. I think he was kind of trying to work out songs and stuff, and he just sat down on the couch in like his guest office or whatever and recorded. So I just had that thought. It kind of reminded me of that. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing interesting about this right now. It's not compelling at all. This is exactly why I need to have guests. Oh, might have to just privately share this. I guess I could just upload it to my YouTube channel, which nobody sees, and then privately share the link to a few people, but then it wouldn't necessarily be public because I guarantee nobody is searching on YouTube my friggin' YouTube channel. I only have a few videos on there. So Kristen is out tonight with a girlfriend, having a good time. Let's see. I probably already mentioned that. Yeah, I think Alex is asleep. Never heard back from him. So, what else is new? I think I've finally got the ordering job at the Costco tire shop dialed in, where I'm keeping our supplies stocked properly. Um, although I'm sure Garrett, Matt, and Justin would totally debate that. Um, God, that would be a fun episode. It'd be hard to get all three of them. That's just too many people, probably. But wouldn't mind doing like two at a time. So like maybe Matt and Garrett, and then another episode of like Matt and Justin or Garrett and Justin. That could be fun, and they could tell you why working with me is aging them in so many ways. I think they're all losing their hair over me because I definitely keep it lively for them. That's one way to say it. Um, I'm the old guy in the shop, man. I love to learn new stuff, but it it takes me longer than some people. But once I learn it, I'm really freaking good at it. But yeah, it takes a while for certain things. So I don't know. Contemplating the nature of the universe. Hmm. Definitely have starting to kind of get back into a healthier lifestyle because, gosh damn, for a long time I've been slacking. Got back to 24-hour fitness, thank goodness, and it's amazing. Been doing much better on my diet, grilling, just sticking to protein and veggies. Shout out to Haley and Steven for suggesting the instead of just buying the frozen boneless skinless chicken breast. I started buying the fresh ones, and I just grilled a bunch tonight. Such a difference. Those frozen ones and Steven knew what I was talking about. They end up being chewy. It's just disgusting. Must have something to do with the flash freezing process, the way they're processed. I don't know. But I bought the fresh ones tonight, grilled them up. Oh god, they were amazing. So you can still buy the bulk packs of them from Costco, but and then freeze those. Um, but I think whatever process they use to like flash freeze the ones that you buy frozen, yeah, I feel like it does something to them. Again, it's just they don't taste as good and they get really chewy, especially in the thickest part of the breast. So, but yeah, I grilled those up tonight. It was awesome. Making some food prep, definitely sticking with the veggies and salad. Um, Discovered that that Irish butter. I'm blanking on the brand name of it, but you can get it at every store. It's a Irish butter, but I accidentally picked up one that was a garlic. It's like infused with garlic, and it's been amazing. So warming up the green beans, just drop a nice slice of that in there, and flavors the green beans super awesome. And then I have a nice cut of steak with a bunch of seasoning. Thank you, Stephen Long. He hooked me up with a bunch of grilling rub and seasonings, so it makes it super easy. And then if I just want to freestyle it, my kind of go-tos, of course, salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder. You can use those 5 seasonings for anything. It makes it taste amazing, whether it's a steak or a hamburger or even chicken or pork. Um, yeah, love that combination. It just works. Oh man, and I've been really good about um, making the pot of coffee in the morning and using the Yeti. Again, another shout out to Stephen and Alex Long. They got me a Yeti for DJing their wedding. So I make the pot of coffee in the morning, and then I fill that up and take it with me instead of stopping at Starbucks, saving a lot of friggin' money there. I mean, I only get coffee anyway, but that's still saving me like $3.20 a day. You add that stuff up 5 days a week over a month. Yeah, that's just friggin' stupid. So, and yeah, I guess if we wanna timestamp this episode, it is February 18th, and and Anne yesterday on Friday the 17th. Anne had her surgery. Pam talked to her today. She's out of it, doing as well as can be expected. Still has a road ahead of her, but oh my gosh, Ann and Mike have been so amazing to us, and they're awesome people. So um, I think me and Ham are going to try to get over there our days off next week and just do a quick visit because they are the best people ever and have been so gosh damn good to us, especially even me. So yeah, sending all positive thoughts and lots of love to Ann and Mike. And it's gonna suck going through the whole process, but Ann, you are gonna kick ass and come out on the other end and be just fine. So sorry you have to go through this, but you got great family, and I mean they're all. I don't want to say family and friends. They're all family. So thank you for everything you've done for me, and anything we can do for you, obviously. Don't even have to ask. So, okay, I don't want to start crying now. I'm about to. Jesus. I don't even know what the runtime is. Where are we at? I think somewhere on the software it shows it. Oh my God, I'm a half hour in already. That's funny. Um, didn't seem like that long. Definitely a big shout out to Mike. I'm not gonna call him Mikey. Michael Krager. Sorry. He was the one that set us up. I think Kristen is now using a different software, but I'm still using the one that Michael showed me. It's super easy to use, very intuitive, plug and play. Just have to have a like this USB audio interface that has a couple of extra mic inputs, and it allows you to plug in the headphone jack to monitor that. But I'm still using my powered mixer for the actual microphones and then sending that signal into the USB interface because it boosts the mic volume and it gives you more. It's easier. Then you can plug in as many mics as you want into the mixer and just run a single channel into the USB interface. So it just gives you better control. And the powered mixer has an EQ on it, so I can dial that in too. But yeah, Michael, thank you so much. The software is awesome. Eventually, I mean, God, I have so many people, friends and family, that are just trying to get me to go to the dark side and get an iPhone. um, but I'm not super worried about the video quality. I'm doing this because I want to. I'm not necessarily trying to market it right away and get rich. So I'm okay with my laptop camera. I mean, it works. Believe me, I'm old, wrinkles. I'm not that pretty. There's no reason you need to see this in high def with a perfect camera. So I'm probably just going to keep using the laptop camera. The only thing that would make it a little more convenient if I was connecting. You can send the video signal from a phone to the software, and then you could just set the phone up wherever you want, and then you could have your computer right in front of you. But at this point, it's not that big of an issue. I don't have to get on my laptop. It's not like I'm Google searching something in the middle of the podcast. So I think I'm going to just keep doing it this way. Keep it simple, stripped down. The audio is the most important thing. Audio quality has to be good. I remember I went back and watched some of Joe Rogan's first ever episodes, and it was literally him and his buddies, probably after a night out at the Comedy Store in LA. They would go home. They would literally set the laptop they were at a couch. They would set the laptop on a coffee table in front of them. And I feel like they were even just using the standard generic mic that's on the laptop to record them talking. I don't even know if they had microphones at first. Maybe they did, but the audio was so horrible. I love you, Joe, and it's not like you're ever going to see this, but I think he would appreciate that. Yes, the audio sucks so bad. If you can dial the audio in, I don't care that much about the video. Um, the video is mainly just to be able to see the person talking as they're sharing their stories and all that. I think it helps with the connection to the audience better, or maybe it gets the emotion across more if you can actually see them. But it doesn't have to be crystal clear, ultra 4000 HD, whatever the new TVs are. So yeah, I think and again, I don't have to invest in another phone. And the cool thing about using the laptop video is there's no lag. Because you're kind of when you tether to a phone, you're kind of wirelessly sending the video signal to the software. Sometimes I think there was a lag. Although Kristen did that on her first episode with me on her 30th birthday, and actually the video and the audio lined up perfect. So it's probably because she had an iPhone. Gosh damn Steve Jobs and his closed systems. End-to-end control. Ugh. I guess the only other reason I should really get an iPhone is so that I can actually send videos via text message to my daughter. It's so annoying that Droids and iPhones can't send video messages back and forth. So, I don't know. I'm ranting now. All right, that's a half an hour. I'm going to stop it here and maybe play some guitar. And if I get inspired, I could just hit record and start on another episode, but probably won't. All right. I love you guys, and we'll see you soon.